if I made the right choice. What if I really was someone else? Very far away on the other side of a television screen.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2024 horror drama I Saw the TV Glow. The film is written and directed by Jane Schoenbrum and it stars Justice Smith, Bridget Lundy Payne, Ian Foreman, Helena Howard, Lindsay Jordan and Danielle Deadwyler. Right, okay, this film follows initially two teenagers who bond over their love of a supernatural TV show called, what's it called now? The Pink Opaque, I think it's called. Now, it's like a supernatural show cross between like Buffy, X-Files and Supernatural sort of thing. So they both obsess over this show. They've both got their own little quirks. And they build this bonding relationship over it. And then one day, one of them goes missing. The young girl that goes missing, Maddie. And the film then shifts forward 8 years, and we follow Owen, who is now 8 years older. He is, still a bit awkward, bit of a nerd sort of thing. And then he bumps into Maddie 8 years later, who then basically says she's been trapped inside the TV show. This kind of then leads them down a very weird and strange tale. Right. What are my thoughts on I Saw the TV Glow? This is one of those, I think critics and film reviewers, newspaper reviewers and people like that are probably going to trip over themselves and say this is fantastic, revolutionary, all that twaddle. I've personally found it really quite dreadfully dull. It's got some cool ideas, I'm not going to lie. The whole idea of like this TV show, that it is mysteriously cancelled and then turns out that there's something more sinister and supernatural about this TV show sort of thing. It's just the execution of this just doesn't do anything for me at all. It's all colours and it's all lit psychedelically and, all kind of plays around with, themes and trends and long drawn out shots of like characters walking down corridors. It's all lit beautifully and psychedelically, and I found the music really drab and dull. The choices of music, it just didn't inspire anything in me, this film. It didn't do anything in a sense of, okay, I could appreciate the effort that's gone into it, and there's some very, very intricate ideas going on here. But if you go into this film thinking you're getting a straightforward like horror, forget about it. It's just not. Forget about it. It's not happening, guys. This is one of those films that you could quite comfortably call style over substance. It's all style, no substance. There is no meat and two veg here, guys. It's all like just decorated for you to watch sort of thing. It just doesn't feel like a real film for the most part. But like I say, there are times in the film where you're kind of like, oh, this might be getting good now. You get some really cool and freaky effects going on, but then you're just kind of thinking, what is going on? That's all I kept thinking watching this thing is, what is going on? It doesn't make anything make sense, this film, to me. It really didn't. And all the characters as well talk to each other so slow and awkwardly. It's like, is this really what teenage life is like? Nobody seemed to have anything interesting to say. They were all awkward and they talked like they were going in reverse. It was all slow motion kind of talking. It was very odd. And that didn't help the matters because the film was dreadfully slow. The pacing is on another level in regards to, really drastically slow stuff. And it's just long and drawn out. I think this would have been a much better idea as an anthology story, in my opinion, because the idea itself is very interesting, or like a Black Mirror episode or something like that. There's just not enough going on here. It just feels like everything's been stretched as long as it could possibly go, each scene, so they can extend the runtime, and that's why you get these long shots of people wandering down corridors or wandering down roads, or standing gawping at something with it all lit blue or purple, or or talking this dull and uninteresting dialogue, and it just, I just found it all painfully dull. And I do think it's a shame, because I do think there are some interesting stuff going on here, and I do actually think there's some talent behind this in regards to the ideas, and there is some interesting direction going on. It's just all, I don't know, it's all a bit too much. It's like somebody's had 50 ideas and thought, I'm going to put them all in one film. And they've just shoved them all and crammed them all into this one film. And, there's about half a dozen of them that are, decent and can work. But even those aren't kind of put in a way that makes the film make sense, to me. So it's one of those films that you'll be hard pressed to call it actually a horror, because it doesn't feel like a horror. It's more, like I say, like a Black Mirror episode or a Twilight Zone episode or something like that. It feels more quirky than scary. Well, it's not scary at all in any way, shape, or form. I didn't find this thing scary or even remotely spooky or anything like that. So it makes you wonder who's the film for then. It's one of those films where you finish watching it and you're like, I do not understand who this film is for, other than the writer and director, who feels like they've made the film for them and nobody else. So I can't really recommend this one, guys, because I didn't find anything in it that really inspired me or interested me, other than some interesting visuals and some interesting ideas that are not really fully realised in my opinion. So let me know what your comments are if you've seen the film, and I will of course be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.